watching something that's terrible like that, with people making fun of it the whole time, makes it
Makes it a good experience.
yeah, it's there's nothing bad about it. Like I watched what was what did that fucking ding dong movie? Oh, what's her name? Uh, Jennifer, I can fly and I'm strong lady. Oh, fucking the old school Wonder Woman. Her name's not
Oh,
Jennifer, you know what I mean. I don't know
yeah,
her name. Hold on, her name's Deborah.
Deborah. Yeah.
What is hold on. Jane. What's Wonder Woman's name is Marty.
Oh, like the first
Diana.
one?
There it is.
Oh, yeah, Diana.
Yeah.
She's
She's somewhere in
Diana.
there.
Diana Prince is her real name. Or
Her
her,
last name
excuse
is
me.
Prince,
Yeah, her last name is Prince.
but she's an Amazon princess, right?
Yeah, but they still got to add the male to it. She would be princess, right? Yeah. I never understood that. That always seemed weird to me. You
so
think she got like a Greek last name or something crazy?
so for the whole time of Princess or Wonder Woman's her whole comic book run, it's always been Diana Prince,
I believe so.
or ever since about 1997, it's been changed from Diana Princess after a famous paparazzi related incident.
Oh no. Yeah, it's just opposite. It's just switch. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Princess. Dude, I've never even thought about that before. That's really weird.
Huh.
It was retroactively changed after.
Yeah. I wonder if they're just like, oh, just yeah, just change, just take off a few letters and we'll do another reboot. We're already on how many reboots um do you think Marvel or DC has had more reboots?
um
Because I guess you could call offshoots or like spin-offs, those are kind of reboots, but I guess no, reboots as in like the origin of the whole Justice League starts over again. Because that's happened a few times.
you mean like in the comics? Because
Yeah,
in
comics
the comics,
specifically.
it's got to be DC because Marvel is I mean Marvel started in like the 30s or 40s I think, but DC had more established characters before Marvel did because Spider-Man didn't come out till like 1963 and Superman and Batman had already
Oh,
been out 30 years. So I would say DC's probably had more of the and DC always has those like universe ending events like Infinite Crisis, Identity
yeah.
Crisis, and all this stuff. And then they had the New 52, and now they have Rebirth, is what I think they're going through right now.
Not a
So,
crises in the DC
yeah.
universe.
Well, the universe is always just about to be destroyed. It's always like it's on the
Yeah.
precipice at all times in DC.
Well, and that's a big part of the movie, right? The most
Oh my
recent one.
God.
The
It's,
because when I watched I think yeah, Justice League Unlimited, still it has this huge arc. I think it's like a half season long of Dark Side. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And he comes and goes as the whole show goes on, but oh no, Brainiac had the big arc. There was like 4 or 5 episodes that were all this whole fucking Brainiac thing happening. It was great. That show's great. Everybody
I
go
think,
watch Justice League
I
Unlimited.
remember it. I love
It's
Justice League Unlimited.
it's on some service, but all
It's
of it's on there. Oh,
HBO
is
right
it?
now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think HBO's got the license for DC stuff now. They ate up the DC streaming service. The DC streaming service I think is getting taken down. So
So wait a second. What about that show that
which
had
one
I don't know. It had the
was it?
metal guy.
Titans?
I think so. It had the
Or,
metal dude, right?
oh, you're thinking Doom Patrol? Doom Patrol with
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser as
I kept
Robot.
hearing Doom Patrol was really good.
Doom Patrol is great. I'm not sure with what's going on. I think HBO Max might be picking it up, but I'm not 100% sure. I know Swamp Thing got really good ratings, but it was way too expensive, so they only got one season. But it's supposed to be fucking great. They just ran out of money. They literally ran out of money to produce it because they put so much money into the first season.
The fanboat budget was insane.
The fan, but oh, I'm sure it was.
I might have asked you this. Did you ever go on a fan boat?
At one point, yeah, I believe so. I even think it was in the Everglades. This is where we went.
Yeah, that's about right. And I'm getting a little bit of deja vu for this, but um, yeah, that's the right place to ride a fan boat.
I liked when we were on the actual grass and we weren't even really like when we were like hovering. That was kind of cool because
Yeah,
you were just kind of like driving around because there would be like grassy areas with land, and then they would cut back over to the nice mute. Great job muting that.
oh, I've got I I like sneezing. The feeling of sneezing, it's such a love-hate thing. So you sneeze and it feels great. I love the whole feeling of a sneeze. It's just like this release. It's awesome. Um,
It's supposed to
but
be like one of an orgasm. I think
yeah,
is
people say that, and I mean, sure, I feel it through my whole body, and it feels great. So, sure. Uh, yeah, but at the same time, um, I don't like having shit come out of my nose. So
Mhm.
I've worked really hard on being able to sneeze, which I mean, this sounds disgusting, especially nowadays, just out of my mouth. So I just like explode onto like, my dog's bed or, whatever's near me. That's what's right there. And that's what I just sneezed all over. So
That's why your dog always has pink eye.
yeah, that's why he loves me extra so much.
He's just got your scent on him.
Yeah.
Um, Man, I'm trying to figure out the best way to go about like mutant stuff. I did a Zoom show and I felt so bad, but it was a variety show and there was poetry. And I started like laughing at one of the poets, and I had to like hit it real quick, and I like just left the room because I didn't want them to see me laughing, and I felt so bad because he seemed like a really nice guy. His first poem was just really heavy handed though. It was like a very very white dude being like, we need to smash the white lens and blah 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 blah, and just saying all this stuff, and I was just like, oh my god, this is too. I'm like, I'm too high for this, and I had to like wheel my chair out of frame and just turn on my mute and laugh my ass off. It
At
was
the same time, do you get like, okay, so my initial instinct and gut reaction and everything inside of me is laugh at that person for sure.
yeah.
But the other side is like, I want to be the person that goes like, wow, you can do that. Like, I could never do that. There's no way
Mhm.
I could,
Oh, he
be,
was incredibly talented, but his subject matter just made me laugh so hard because he was like
yeah.
the whitest guy ever, and he was like basically rapping this anti-racism rap, and I was like, I can't right now, it's too much, and I literally wheeled myself. And if they're hearing this, the people who run this show or that guy, I'm very sorry, but your poetry is fantastic. I'm a bad person. Um, Also, I thought it was funny. I don't know if you noticed, I changed my name back to my actual name because I almost entered this like very,
Yeah.
very, this very, very Portland, like super like, these are people's trigger warnings, and this with my name is Poop McPoop on my dick, or Poop
Yeah.
Dick McPoop on my dick.
Poop, poop, make poop on my dick.
And I'm so glad I changed it because I was like, fuck, I was like this close to entering the Zoom meeting with that name, and they would not have thought that was funny.
Like, sorry, I was on some, gay show earlier. They love that shit. I think my
But it
dog
was
is sitting
pretty
here and
funny.
laid on his bed, and he's so happy that I sneezed all over it.
He's just like rolling in it. Oh
Fucking
man.
stoked. Look at
No,
this. Look at
it's been
this.
it was a really fun show though, and I love the person who puts it on. Like they do a
Yeah,
really good job.
look at the fucking face. Look
Oh,
at
what
him.
a cutie. What a cutie.
Ooh, I can't see.
Then I met Kyle Kinane on Friday. That was fucking awesome. That was like the coolest
Yeah,
thing.
it's cool that I mean, let me line shit up here. It's cool that that's probably going to be fairly normal now.
Yeah, he lives in Beaverton.
Yeah, and like so he came by the yard and I went and saw that show and it was really cool and it's he's normalized himself very well.
Oh yeah.
So it's really cool to be like, hey, there's Kyle Kinane. He's like, hey, and then he's just. It's not like a whole. It's just I don't know. I've never seen someone acclimate to you know not being uncomfortable or just being like and letting people getting people on the same side of like, hey, this isn't a fucking big deal to make it a big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I was trying to do that because I have a bad track record with celebrities, and
Oh,
and
I'm gonna
and
ask you, or just
oh
yeah.
okay, so I'll tell you up front the people I made uncomfortable, most likely Bob Odenkirk, Bill Burr, and definitely Fred Armisen. But other than that, I've been really good since then.
Those are. I've never heard of any of them, so never mind.
Yeah. um, but anyways, yeah.
I
So
I got to break it down. It's okay. So Bob Odenkirk, give me a quick. How did that happen?
okay, so Bob Odenkirk did a secret show at Brody Theater, and he did that because he was good friends with Tom Johnson, the guy who owned it. Um, and I was just wearing a Tim and Eric shirt, and I was staring at him. Just, I didn't want to say anything and embarrass myself because I had just like a few months prior, or maybe like a year prior, I had embarrassed myself in front of Fred Armisen. So I was just like, okay, Kyle, don't do anything weird. And then I proceeded to just stare at him like right in his eyes, and he's like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like he literally gave me that look, like, "What the fuck, man?" And he like saw my shirt and he goes, "Oh, he's a fan." The fucking asshole.
Just
The Fred
scream, big
Armisen.
fan.
Yeah. I love
Ah,
you, work.
yeah.
um, and then with Fred Armisen, it was at Dark Knight Rises premiere. I might have told this story before. It was at the Dark Knight Rises premiere when I first moved here. And it was funny. I was joking with the people I moved with because we were watching Portlandia in Tampa. And we're like, how long until we move, after we move to Portland, are we going to meet Fred Armisen? And we're like, a month. We're going to run into him a month after we moved there. And it was literally a month after we moved there. And he fucking was there. He was just there. And I see him coming up the escalator and I look at him and I do kind of the same thing. I kind of stare at him because I don't have the best eyesight when I'm not wearing my glasses. And I'm like squinting at him and he's like, "What the fuck, dude?" And I'm like, "That's Fred Armisen." And then he's just like, "What the fuck?" And then he just like walks away. I'm like, I'm sorry, Fred Armisen, if you're watching this. I apologize. I did not mean to make you feel uncomfortable, but I remember it. Um, but no, it was cool. I didn't realize Kyle was there until I heard his laugh, and I'm like, "That's fucking Kyle Kinane." And then I just pulled Tori. I pulled Tori aside. I'm like, "Is that Kyle Kinane?" I'm pretty sure that is. She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I don't want to make a scene or whatever." But so what I did was I had my set.
Kyle Kinane, and then she just asks you, Kyle, you should just go home.
Yeah,
You're gonna freak him out.
yeah. I just didn't want to. So I didn't really talk to him too much. But I did. I I went up. I had my set. I had a really good set. And then I just came up to him and he had gone up before me. And I was like, "Hey, man, it was really awesome to see you here. It's really cool that you do stuff like this. You were fucking hilarious." And he was like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, "Right back at you, man. You're really funny. That was really good stuff." And I was
Oh
just
yeah.
like, and I could hear him laughing during my set. I could tell that whole
Oh yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
and it was fucking great because I've performed in front of a couple of famous people, but this is the first time I've gotten like really good feedback from someone at his level, and that was just really fucking cool. And I'm gonna probably ride that for another month or so.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Um,
it was interesting. I bombed in front of Hannibal Buress, and he kind of like shook his head at me, and then I did really well in front of Cat Williams, but I didn't even fucking realize he was there until I was on the like third mic of the night because it was at
oh
Helium.
man, that's
And
cool
then
though.
yeah, I fucking did really well. But
Dude,
apparently he was in the front row. He was in the front row, dressed like a Ninja Turtle, going out to get pizza. Like he had like a trench coat and a hat on, like pulled over his head. Like
oh, that's great,
he was not trying to get noticed.
man. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love Cat Williams. He's like top
He's so happy.
top three for me. I think. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I fuck it. I can't
He
wait
was
till he does something else.
yeah, he was one of the first comics I remember really getting into in college. like around college, like end of high school, college era. Like I was
Yeah,
watching a
with
lot of
that green suit special got on LimeWire.
Pimpin' is pimpin'.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a great one.
that blew up because it was just like it was talking about weed, and then that whole just that chunk about weed got circulated, and so everybody
Mhm.
had this like 3 minute, you know, uh, video of Cat Williams talking about weed on their computer. It's fucking, it's great. I love that guy. I mean, he's one of those people that I'm like, I love Cat Williams, and people are like, he's done some fucking stupid shit, right? And I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
you want to know?
oh
You want to
yeah,
know
no,
what's in Portland?
yeah, oh yeah, he got stuck in Portland.
Yeah, he had. So he was scouting. He was scouting local comics because he was gonna throw a show to pay for his fucking bail bond so he could leave Portland because he fucking punched an Uber driver in the face.
Yeah, I mean, he
And we,
got
oh yeah.
he got in a fight with a kid, and then I'm pretty sure he got beat up by the kid. I'm pretty sure he started a fight with a 15-year-old kid.
What a
And
fucking oh man.
I'm not gonna say he got beat up, but I'm pretty sure he lost the fight.
I heard about that. That's
Yeah.
so fucking funny. Oh my
I just I I don't know. Whenever people use their celebrity to go a little too far, there's part of me that's like, ooh, I love it. I mean, he gets in trouble a lot, and he's just like, I don't know. I fucking love that. There's a clip of I mean, I'm pretty sure Will Smith is either gay or a homophobe, one of those two things. So
god.
there's a clip of him on the red carpet, and this guy just runs up and kisses him on the cheek, and Will Smith just goes, "Oh no!" and he just fucking slaps him so hard, and
Oh
he's
my
like,
god.
"Don't do this," and he just keeps walking. He's like, "Oh, dude," and that's just. I mean, I guess if you, I think typically, if you, that's without consent, kissing someone's face, that's considered assault.
Yeah.
So that's just an assault for an assault, and they're probably just like, all right, there's no legal system that really comes into play there.
Yeah. No, that's it's an eye for an eye, basically. That makes
I mean, yeah,
sense.
if I that's what any yeah, that's absolutely deserved. Because I mean, if a guy were to run up and kiss any woman's face and she's like, you fucking hope the knuckles are coming at your face, because
Yeah, exactly.
that's how that should be working. So I guess yeah, there you go.
Maybe Cat Williams' Uber driver kissed him, and that's why. No, we were laughing about it. Like, how did he reach the Uber driver? Did he sit on a pile of phone books?
Hung off the back seat all the way forward.
He stood up in the back seat like a little kid, jumping up and down.
Yeah. Did the same thing my dog does when I slam on the brakes. He just hit the windshield. Sorry, Leo. Oops. Okay. He's fine. So how many mics are open now? There's quite a few, because there's all. Are there any indoor mics? Yeah, there's one that's indoor.
There's two
One person,
indoors right now. Yeah,
right?
so there's two indoors. There's East Side Bar and Grill, the one that Hijinks runs, the Dirty Angel Entertainment mic,
Like
and
that guy.
then yeah, that one's great. It's pretty full, but they're pretty safe. It's not like super full. They're at like 25 to 50% capacity ish. But
I
I
mean,
usually hang out for a bit, and I
there,
always have my mask on there just to be
yeah, like
safe.
I'll be honest with everybody here. Like I'm super safe. Like that's how I am. That's how I'm rolling it.
Mhm.
Um, but it doesn't bother me when people are not. I'm not like, it's like there was a person I delivered pizza to today, and I had the mask
Mhm.
on, of course. And I get there, and he's like, "Nah, it sucks that they make you wear that bullshit." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, it's just policy. It's a whole thing that they gotta make us do." And he's like, "Yeah, the whole society's bullshit now, isn't it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then this other guy gets up off the couch and comes and hands me a $5 bill. I was like, "Yeah, man. Phew. Bye."
Oh man, this is the politics, man. You gotta fucking. It's funny that you had that happen. I mean, it's whatever the customer says. I agree with for the most part, unless they're being a complete asshole. But yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. you. I've agreed to some weird shit, dude. Oh man, you reminded me of an old bit I haven't done in a while. I told a table in Florida that I was gonna give my heart to Jesus for a 30% tip once, and I held their hands and they prayed for me. It was weird as fuck. And the joke was I found out that my soul was only worth $30. Well, that's not very much for a soul, but yeah, I've done some shit like that for sure, where I was just like agreeing with them, and I was like, all right, cool, cool, just give me money.
Yeah, I'll do that until I see someone being, because like I knock on someone's door and their dog goes crazy. And then the person goes crazy at the dog. And I'm like, oh, that just bugs me. And if they're still like, if they come to the door and they're still like yelling and kicking at the dog, they're like, shut up, fuck you, fucking get away, you piece of shit. Like people are just nuts. And that's when I'm like, hey, if your dog doesn't like that behavior, it doesn't understand what's going on. And so I just kind of get really defensive, and I'll eat shit on a tip for that kind of stuff because
Yeah,
I
but
hate.
that's literally fucked up though. They're literally abusing.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's such a white trash neighborhood. It's like so often I just see someone, not doing well as a pet owner. Yeah. Um, we were just talking about, oh, the Schmitza mic, right? That's the other one.
The Shemitah,
So
that's the one that's tonight. That's the one that I'm coming from.
nice. I was talking to Amanda about that on whatever day that was, and she she gave me details on how it works, and it sounds actually like the most optimum, like the way that a mic should go, and it sounds amazing. So all the comics are outside, yeah?
Oh, it hers. That one's an indoor mic.
Yeah, but yes, it's an indoor mic. She was mentioning that all the comics stay outside, and it's just like audience people on the inside, and it's one comic at a time.
Um, well, it's kind of alternating. I mean, some of the comics are outside, but there's a few comics inside as well,
Oh, okay,
kind of filling it out. But it's pretty socially distanced, and
nice.
you have to wear a mask while you're on the mic. That's the only place where they have that rule. Is at Shemitah, which is a good rule.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, well, because it's also because they have a wireless mic, so you can't bring your own mic there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, how much of that is that's something I've been curious about. How much of that is happening at different mics? Are people bringing their own mics and just plugging it in and going?
That's I mean, most of the mics besides hers are like that. I have my own mic now. I think I've shown you my mic, right? With
Yeah.
the orange tip and the Majora's Mask sticker.
Great.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I'm being very patient, but I guess that's what happens when I've been away from it for so long. Because like the only taste of comedy I've had since all of this has been a backyard show. I think you might have been there. I don't know, maybe not. But that was like the last thing, and then I hosted at the
Is that like
yard.
Cowboys thing?
Yeah, Ty Boyce's
Yeah.
backyard. Yeah.
I need to
Um,
start doing his shows because I really enjoy the mic at his house. That's been a lot of fun.
yeah, I
And
haven't
he's
been out there yet. I really want to go.
yeah, that's where I met Kyle Kinane. That was so fucking cool. I mean, you probably saw the post, dude. But I've been to his house twice now, and I've had a lot of fun both times.
Yeah,
It's a good spot, and I mean it's all, and I love me, I love Salem. Every time I'm in Salem, I have a good time, regardless of what happens. Yeah, it's a good. You guys are good people. It's a
yeah.
good scene. It's
If
a
you
lot of really caring, really fun, really down to earth people, and I love it.
Yeah, that's nice to hear. That's a like a total 180 from what what we usually hear from people. I don't know who was
Really.
it? Yeah, I was talking to I don't know, someone a little bit ago, and they're like, "Yeah, but I mean it's just Salem though." And I was like, I mean every time I don't remember who it was, but it was just someone giving Salem shit just for the purpose of giving Salem shit. And I was
Yeah.
like, I mean, but then it was kind of agreed on because it's like, well, yeah, the comedy community is really good, and there's some people that are just outside of that community, and then everybody else kind of does suck. So I guess
But
it's like There's a lot of Carhartts and trucks around here.
Yeah, but you guys are look at the big cities that are near you guys, or like the bigger cities in general. You know what I mean? Like you've got like Monmouth, you got like you've got. I mean, if you want to really talk about like
Oh,
Salem's at
no, I
least
see
got
what
a
you're saying. I see.
Salem's at least got a core of people who care. I feel like at least that's the way I see it, and
That's
it definitely like downtown Salem is not a super conservative place. Like you know what I mean? Like there's arts district, there's a bunch of cool shit there. Like um I don't know. I get what people are saying to an extent, but every town that's gonna be outside of a giant liberal bubble is gonna have assholes around it. You know what I mean? Like so
yeah, because they can't stand that liberal area, so they got to go to their smaller areas and be like, right, right, we think the same. I,
I just don't understand that mentality to want to live in a fucking town like Monmouth or something even smaller like Sweet Home or
Dallas,
Albany. What's that?
like a Dallas.
Yeah, dude, it's like and then they turn around and like we're so happy to live nowhere. Isn't it cool that we live nowhere? Isn't it awesome that we're nowhere near a grocery store? It's like no, it sucks. It's fucking boring. You guys are boring. You have no life. Like I don't know. I've never understood this American obsession with fucking. I was born in a small town. Like, okay, you're boring as fuck, and your stories suck. Like, you've never done anything fun. Like, why are you proud of that? You're boring. You work
Yeah,
every day. You drink yourself to sleep. What the fuck? I don't know. I get really mad. I hate that. Like, I'm a country boy. It's like you're fucking dumb. Is what you
my
are.
mom's my mom's first husband went to high
Mhm.
school with her, and her second husband also went to high school with them. And then my dad's second wife went to high school with all three of them.
They should have just got had an orgy and got it over with, right? And then
I
they
mean,
would have
it was
no one would have had to gotten married.
yeah. I don't put it past my parents. There's like photo albums that I kind of remember, and I'm like, you guys, what's up with your eyes? I can't tell what's going on with your eyes. Why is there so many people in this house? They're just like they're just crazy partiers. I remember like staying nights places because it's just like, oh, we're gonna go to a party, and it's like that was just a thing that parents did. Here, you go here, and we're just gonna go to a party, and then we'll come pick you up when we're done at like 4 in the morning, and that was just a part of that's normal. We're gonna be shit faced.
I remember as a kid smelling alcohol and not knowing what it was and smelling it on my parents and their friends, and I was like, oh, that's just what adults smell like. Like I just like adults are just pickled is what it is.
Yeah.
Like
In the morning they smell like coffee or whatever that is. That's their morning smell. This is their night smell.
exactly.
Yeah. Huh. What was the smell? I had something else to bring up. But yeah, there was a lot of just I'm glad that I've gotten a lot of things out of my system because like starting comedy gets a lot of like right when I started comedy was a huge rush of just endorphins, adrenaline, and then availability of a lot of things that weren't around me before. So it's like, alcohol is nearly free, you know, when you start comedy. And it's just like you can get paid in drinks and it's just what's your cheapest fucking shit? I'm at an open mic. And
Mhm.
then, you meet somebody and there's a little bit of extra drugs and everything just kind of gets a little bit more fun, but a little bit more out of hand. And there was one time that I it was like because my daughter's with me half the week and with my ex-wife half the week, and there was a day that got mixed up, and she had to go to the beach or she was going to the beach or something, and uh whatever the reason was, it got mixed up and I didn't see the text that I was supposed to pick her up that night. So I did a lot of cocaine and I got really drunk and I was like, and then so I eventually see the text like, so I see that you haven't picked her up, or my sister says you haven't picked her up yet. And I was like, oh, uh, that got solved and figured out. And then I was like, well, I can't drive for sure. Like, there's no way. So I got a taxi and I paid $95 to go to my ex-wife's house and back, which was like it wasn't that far. And I don't know, I don't maybe the guy cranked up the like multiplier on the taxi
The
score
fare?
because
Yeah.
it was
The taxi score.
$95 and
He's like,
it
this
was
guy doesn't know what's happening. Fucking ding 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 ding.
well, yeah, it was also like 3:30 in the morning and I was driving somewhere. Dude, how fucking weird for this guy. So it's that part in the morning or that time and I call the taxi and I'm like, "Hey, blah blah blah." And then I'm like, "Hey, also, does your car do car seats?" Cuz my daughter's like 3 at this time.
Oh,
And they're
shit.
like, yeah, yeah." And I'm like, "Cool. I just got to go pick up my daughter." And they're like, "Okay."
I'm gonna kidnap this baby.
Dude, I'd never even thought of the possibility that they would even that, like they would even think that until right now. Because it's
Oh
just like,
no.
yeah, the only thing that I was saying was like I was supposed to pick up my daughter, I fucked up, I'm really drunk and I can't drive. And the guy's like, "No, that's a bummer." And I was like, "Yes, it is." But yeah, so it was probably I guess it was probably like 15 miles round trip. I don't
Mhm.
are taxis that much? They're not that
Oh
much, right?
fuck yeah, dude! I paid. So it's usually for an Uber to out to Beaverton at my old job was like 25 to 30 bucks. I fucking taxied it one time because I didn't have a debit card at the time and I just paid cash. It was like $45. It's
Okay,
usually about like $10 or $15 more than an Uber or a Lyft will be.
nice. I rode it one lift one time. Yeah, it was Zach has the apps on his phone, so we got a lift home from a place, and he was really drunk, and I had stopped drinking already, and oh, it's from Ty's house actually, and we get out of the lift, and the we're just getting out, and the guy goes, "You guys have a good night," and Zach goes, "Oh, we will. We're gonna go fuck each other in the ass later," and the guy's like, "Okay," and I'm just like, "Oh, right, sweet." Only the only or no, he goes, "We're gonna go butt fuck later."
That makes me happy.
Yeah, it was great.
That's really funny.
And when it's something like that, it's a lot less funny to, refute it. So I was just like, and then I shut
Yeah.
the door.
They're like, no, he's not. We're not going to do
We're
that.
not
No,
gonna,
that's not what you
sir.
can
We
say.
are.
You're like, I'm not gay, or something. Like, what does it matter?
That's the last thing I say before I shut the door. I'm not gay. Shut the door. And I just tell him, I'm not gay. You're gay. Uber gay. Oh shit, this is Lyft, and I run away.
Oh man,
But
that's
yeah,
great.
um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm I don't have many experiences with that kind of thing. So anytime people talk about like Ubers and Lyfts, I'm like, oh,
I was
it's
doing it a lot for a while. I was doing it to work for a bit at the Ram, and then which was a bad idea because the Ram did not like the tips weren't that great. So sometimes I would pay more for the fucking Uber than I would for my like the tips I made that day, which is really bad.
yeah,
Um, and then I did it for a while before I had a car going to like Tinder dates back and forth, and that got expensive. So I was like, man,
yeah. Just fucking eating out is so expensive. It's fucking stupid.
it
And
really is.
I'm hushing my tones because like, I don't want to get people to hear me complain about spending money on food. And that's not probably not nice to hear from someone who spends the money, whatever. But yeah, fucking $50 on
It's
one meal.
ridiculous.
It's just
My
like,
my my job's insane, man. They'll fucking charge you like for like a tiny little bowl. I mean, there's a decent amount in there, but there's like three handfuls of spinach sauteed with a little bit of onion on top. Eight fucking dollars. $8. You could buy three fucking packs of spinach that are like twice that size.
what is that? Is a Spanish bowl?
it's just spinach with a little onion on top, and it's sautéed for a little bit with a little bit of oil.
Do
It's
people eat
eight
that?
dollars. Yeah, people order it all the time. It's just
Whoa.
like an extra side that you can get with your steak or something, or with your food. But all the sides, any veggies, fucking $8. Little pile of potatoes. They're probably 50 cents worth of potatoes. Fucking
Yeah, I was gonna
eight.
say that's a great markup though.
It really is. I mean, people pay it, and
Yeah,
it's
people.
written on the menu. People's
Yeah,
It's a different clientele there, though. It's crazy. I would never pay. I look at these people, and then they don't even finish it. I'm like, dude, you paid $8 for. I was like, you guys are rich, and you're terrible at being rich. Like, you're not even good at it.
I don't know if I would have enough self control not to just sneak some steak bites. I like steak so much.
Before COVID, I will not lie to you. I did. Dude, I have only with steak and only with really, because dude, there's like some really nice cuts of steak.
Yeah.
That this is, and I was back when I was drinking too.
You
It
can pay
was
like
back in
more than
the.
$20 for just one piece of steak, right?
It's like $50 for our best steak. Yeah, it's a lot of money, dude. I love that job. I can't complain about that job at all. I love it there. I I'm very lucky. But anyways, yeah, I've had like half of someone's ribeye before. I've eaten. So the one I did eat a lot was the medallions, because the medallions are already cut, and half the time they would leave like two or three of them, and they wouldn't be touching anything. And I'm like, ah, fuck that. Like, ow. Especially if it was anything medium or below. If it was medium well or well done, I wouldn't fucking touch it.
I
They
don't know what
ruined it.
medallions are. Is that just
Beef medallions. You can look it up. Look it up from McCormick and Schmick beef medallions if you want to see like exactly what it is. They'll have a picture of it.
McCormick
McCormick.
McCormick and Schmick?
Yeah.
I thought it was Schmidt forever. A bunch of people probably do, huh?
Oh yeah. People have called in asking if it was McCormick and Schmidt, and then I've thought of before just to be an asshole, be like, no, this is McCormick and Schmidt. Goodbye. Like just fucking. That'd be kind of funny, actually.
Beef, beef Wellington, beef sizzlesness. What's it called?
Beef medallions,
Medallion.
like golden medallions.
Got it.
It's fucking good, man. It was a good dish. We don't really have it much anymore, but
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, that's the good shit right there.
they're like little pieces of steak. But they're like fancy steakums, basically. But they're not steakums because it's a whole cut of beef that they just cut into those medallions.
Fuck yeah.
But that's a steak that they gave to kids, and sometimes I would bring it in as a kid's steak, and then I'd get that half off, and I would pay like $5 for that steak with a little bit of mashed potatoes, a little bit of green beans, and it was like that's fucking. You can't beat that. They closed that loophole though.
Oh, I
They'll
see
fucking
some of
block it.
I see this spinach bullshit here. I see.
Oh, you
Okay.
see our spinach bowl, our $8 spinach bowl.
It's on the same plate.
Oh yeah, that's the same. That's the same type of spinach. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
okay.
with a little bit of onion on top.
But
It's
still,
good.
yeah. I mean,
Oh, that's the other thing they have on it. It's a bordelaise sauce. They've got that. It's almost like a gravy but thinner. It's really good.
yeah, all this stuff looks really good and fuck you for making me look it up.
My bad, dude. I'll hook you up with some free shit sometime. Like I'll find a way.
Dude, that's a
I
I
can at
mean,
least get you 50% off. I don't know about free shit, but we can when everyone's vaccinated, man. You got to come out. And we'll
oh hell yeah.
fucking. Or we can, even before you get vaccinated, we can when the patio's open, man. We get 50% off on fucking lobster and steak and all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, we want to just get up there as much as possible once everything is more consistently open and more like once we have a little bit more time. I mean, she's working a little more at the theater now. That's another fucking thing, dude. They're
Oh,
both
is that
bringing
reopening soon?
I mean, it's no, not for shows or not for performing. But they're trying to get it finished up so they can get it opened as a restaurant.
Mhm.
And then as soon as that happens, I mean, the stage is already built and everything's already built and ready. But once the restaurant happens, the shows are right after that. And
Nice.
but yeah, Zach and Emma are both working there now, and they're both bringing home all this fucking food, and
Mhm.
I've I like to eat really clean food. I mean, if that sounds, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
if it's chicken, it'll just be some chicken and there's nothing fucking on it or in it, or it's just some chicken. And like whatever I eat, it's just like a normal thing. And
Mhm.
so they have these like burgers, and I'll try whatever. I had a brunch burger there, and
Ooh.
it's all this fake. It's fake. It's fake meat. It's because it's vegan. So I got a
Mhm.
gluten-free bun, and because I got diarrhea bread problems, and
Diarrhea bread.
oh yeah, um,
So you have diarrhea bread problems. Does that mean that you soak up your diarrhea with bread?
yeah, and it's a whole thing. It's a problem for other people, not me. I
Yeah.
I fucking like my
You
mac
just
and
leave. You
cheese.
just leave. You leave pieces of bread with soaked up diarrhea, and then you're like, oh,
People
pumpernickel.
just people see
No,
it,
it's not
say, oh,
pumpernickel.
I see a diarrhea bread trail. Chad must be home. Um, but yeah, so it's this burger that it's got like an egg on it. It's not
Mhm.
egg. It's got a hamburger on it. It's not hamburger, and there's like cheese on it. It's not fucking cheese.
Yeah.
So and it's not real bread, and so it's great. It was great, but
Mhm.
I don't know. So my shits the next day today, yeah, have been weird because usually it's super normal. And then I had like a garter snake kind of, whoa, kind of weird.
You had
You know what I
like
mean?
it's a Play-Doh. It's the Play-Doh Fun Factory, right? It's like a star. It's just
Yeah,
one
yeah,
long star.
it's a star.
It's just one long star. Um, no, dude. I've switched up my diet because I've been doing that fast food podcast. So that's been like my cheat day. So that day I basically I eat the fast food and I eat how I normally would eat. The rest of the time I've just been chowing down on almonds, like you're saying, like I'm trying to eat much cleaner. Just
Mhm.
almonds, like lean meat if I eat the meat, carrots, oranges, just like real, and then like one meal in the middle of the day. But usually it's like a salad with chicken. But when I
Dude,
first
chicken
did
salads
that,
are so that's my
it's
jam. I love because like
it's amazing.
I just get frozen chicken at the grocery outlet, and I get some lettuce, put fucking air fryer. Oh my god, air fryers are amazing. Air
Yeah.
fryer, and then just put it on the salad, and then I go salt, pepper, ranch, mustard.
Ooh, that sounds really good, actually.
I'm going super simple.
Mhm. I usually get at work. I do this mixed greens, and it's got candied walnuts, blue cheese crumbles, and like a white balsamic vinegar,
That
and
sounds great.
it's a spring mix, and then I get blackened chicken on top of it, so they make it a little bit crispier, and they spice it up a lot. That's fucking amazing. That'll get me through a double. That's like my favorite thing to do. But anyways, so I was eating all this stuff, all this fibrous food, and like changing up my diet, and it cleaned me out, and it was so gross. It was like when they show you like the inside of a mountain, and it's got like sedimentary levels,
Oh yeah.
like just all different colors. I was like, oh, this is like 5 years old, and then this is like, it's just really gross. Like, and then after that, I feel great, and then I'm like back to normal. It's insane, but
Yeah.
that's my advice to people: eat just a couple of days straight of eating almonds and carrots and celery only, and you'll feel so much better. I assure you. Eat your fucking fiber, people.
It's like when I mean, this is every single time I take my dog for a walk. He's kind of slow and sluggish, and then he takes a shit, and then he's just like running. He's just fast. He's faster than me the whole time. He's like, so much lighter, so much speed, so much velocity. Cooking, he's getting it.
I love when cats get the zoomies after they poop, because it's literally like it's a really weird sensory experiment if you're not paying attention to what's happening. So you hear like in the cat litter box, The next thing you smell is shit, and then the next thing you hear is fucking like just fucking shoot down the hallway. So
Yeah, that's
it's fucking
true.
ridiculous. Yeah, it's like, and if you're not paying attention, you're just like, is there a shit parade? What the fuck is that? Like, this is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
cat shit stinks too. I mean, all shit stinks, but some cats don't give a fuck about covering it up as much as other cats, or they'll stick their front paws out of the cat litter box and they'll just paw at the ground outside the
Mm-hmm.
litter box, and you're like, you fucking moron, just see what
My
you're doing.
favorite is when they like hoop it on the side. Like they just like we had an old cat that was living here with my ex's old cat. She was like 17, and sometimes it would just literally like be hanging on the side of it. I was like, you bastard! Like I would literally just flip it in.
Yeah.
Wait till it dried and just flip it in, and then wash my hands. But so fucking, I was like, how did you miss that? Like she would get really bad dingleberries too, and it was just she would just lay in it for a while, and I'm like, we wouldn't realize until later.
I had a Persian cat, like a long-haired Persian cat growing up. Same thing. It just like I think every time he took a shit, we'd have to just be like, "You got more of those?" Okay. I think eventually, like, why don't people cut their animals' hair more for like function instead of like, I like cute. It's better this
Yeah,
way. I like I mean, I don't even know if I agree with show dogs. I haven't really gone down that road. I like the movie Best in Show, and that's as far as I'll
uh, I
speak
just
with it.
love those people. This is a great cat.
Yeah. And I will watch the Westminster Dog Show. Hold on. There we go.
Nice.
The Westminster Dog
That
Show.
sounds great on the headphones.
Yeah, that made my stomach feel better. But on Thanksgiving now they do this thing called the Puppy Bowl, I think it is, which is against the Thanksgiving Day parade. So that's great. What was I talking about?
Show dogs.
Show dogs. I don't know how I
Not
feel about those.
dogs.
Oh yeah, so I cut my dog's hair and I do it just like pure function. He's got really long hair, but I keep it short just because it gets all matted and dreaded, and
Mhm.
I don't
Does he get
know.
the bangs in his face?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's very Yorkie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Yorkie poodle. So it's kind of nice having a non-shedding hypoallergenic Yorkie.
Nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
I use that word as if it matters to me, but
That's still cool. I mean, that's less hair you have to deal with. There was a dog, this lady that used to watch me after middle school was one of my mom's friends. I used to go to their house every day after school. Yeah, like literally watch me like that. No, she was like I was still I could have taken care of myself, but I was like getting in trouble in school, so my mom wanted me to like have someone watching me and shit. And
I guess
she had a dog named Muffin. I can't remember what type of dog it was, but it had like its ass literally looked like its face. Its face and its ass was indiscernible because she did not groom it, and it just had these nasty bangs, and it's like
it's
hair just went into its
eye
mouth.
color. Was
Yeah,
it
its eyes
the
were
light
covered.
colored dog?
It was white. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like white or beige because it was dirty. It
What are
was
they
like
fucking
they were
called?
like hoarders. They were hoarders before I knew what a hoarder was. Like it was a hoarder house.
Was it like a small to mid-level size dog, not a big dog, right?
It was small. It was a
Okay.
smallish dog. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what it was. It
I
was
forget. So sorry.
we used to just call him yip yaps because like he was very temperamental, and he didn't really like me because I was kind of spazzy at that age, and I was a little smaller than I am now, but I was about the same size. And like
I'm
but
gonna guess.
spazzy and energetic.
I'm gonna guess we're at this dog right here. It's a cotton Tulier.
Cotton Toulier.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know about that one. It might have been a Yorkie. I can't remember what it was. It just the fucking hair was insane, and it was just all over its face, and you couldn't figure out what. what end was which until it started walking. And you're like, oh, there's the head, and then you would like literally go, "Hi, Muffin!" Like just move it out of the way.
There's a dog that's like that. You can't ever see its feet on some cartoon, and it always goes. It blows its hair out of its face.
Oh, is that was that from Two Stupid Dogs?
Two Stupid Dogs has a dog that's like that.
That he's like a sheepdog, right?
Yeah, a sheepdog and a little brown dog, which is weirdly enough kind of what we got going on here. And they are, trust me, two stupid dogs. Just kidding. I got a funny look from him.
Yeah, don't piss off your dog, man. He's already sitting in your knees.
I don't piss off my dog. I piss on my dog.
I knew it.
That's right. No, I'm using this quarantine time to get self-experimental and do a lot of science. And
Ooh.
I mean, that's all that, like for real, peeing on him is one of the things that I've done for a long time, ever since I started showering with him, and ever since the two things met, which is someone telling me that if you pee on your feet, that prevents athlete's foot.
So you're trying to make sure he doesn't get athlete's fur.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's if it's killing some bacteria, I don't know. He doesn't mind. He doesn't care. It's just a bunch. It's it's water and piss. So he's not drinking it. And if he were,
does he look back at you? Does he look back at you when you do it? Yeah, that's well, the good thing is he'll just have to stay in the shower longer than you, so he can go like this.
Yeah.
Just
okay, now you rock, and I'll be back when you're done rocking. No, he usually just looks pissed off the whole time we're in the shower,
rather than pissed on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks pissed off because he is.
Because he's wet. Yeah, that's really funny though. I mean, yeah, I've heard that whole thing about peeing on your feet. That's something I do in the shower because it's good for your feet. Piss is sterile. It's not like you're putting something nasty on them. It's just kind of funny out of context.
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah. like what?
Yeah, I've heard people say just like the phrase. It's just come up in a random conversation of like, "I pee on your dog," and then I just have to pipe up of like, "I do that." Sorry that I took the attention away from your conversation, but I had to butt in here because I need to be on.
I accidentally peed on a cat one time because it was like I wasn't paying attention, and I was like up at night peeing, and the cat jumped up onto the toilet seat and was like trying to get water out of the toilet, and I was like, "What?" Sorry. And the cat was just not happy, but it like dribbled a bit on its side, and I was like, "Oh man, I gotta wash this cat now." Like I don't want my ex's cat to smell like pee. She wasn't my ex.
That was one of Zach Chappell's jokes from like when he started comedy up until for a long time until he didn't want to get recognized as that guy who pisses on his cat. It happened one time and it was real quick, and I made a joke about it. The joke was funny, people liked it, and then now I'm just the guy who pisses on cats. And no, I can't be doing that joke anymore. It's like, have you ever gotten I mean, other than the obvious probably SpongeBob mom joke, have you ever gotten like, "Oh, you're the guy with the
dead mom"? Yeah, I've been dead mom guy, which I don't mind, but yeah. The one I hate is, "Oh, you're like really sad." It's like, no, you're not fucking listening, dude. Like I mean, there are days that I'm sad, and sometimes at mics I've gone through and just been like kind of sad, but I always feel like I have a punchline at least, and I always have a joke attached. And if I talk about sad stuff, I try and outweigh it with silly. And it just, I don't know. I don't like to be pigeonholed as sad because I don't really consider myself a sad person. I mean, I definitely have depression, but when I'm on top of it and I'm feeling good, I feel I'm a fucking very optimistic, happy person, you know? Yeah. And and also how about let's not tell the person who's sad that they're sad? That's not gonna cheer them up, you fucking dicks. Like,
Yeah.
I hate that. They used to like introduce me. This guy's really sad. Coming up next. Don't expect much because he's sad. Like, go fuck yourself. I
As if
hate
that's
that.
just one of your preloaded attributes. Like
I
that doesn't
mean,
have to be.
I joke about people I know dying of cancer and my mom being dead. Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm coming to an audience with a joke about it, meaning I'm totally okay with it, if not more so.
Mhm.
And they're the ones making me feel bad about it, about something that I don't feel bad about, and that's shitty. Is the way I look. I hate that fake empathy.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of times that, and it really frustrates me when it happens, is when people don't fully listen to a joke and they just
Mhm.
hear one thing that sticks out to them. And I mean, that's the whole trigger word thing, right? That's just one,
Yeah,
it's
buzzwords.
one
Yeah,
thing. You hear something and you go, nope, can't have that be talked about. And it's just like, listen, fucking, dude, if a comic does this, I nearly dismiss them from my fucking registry of a human. I'm like, sorry, you don't get it, and you're impeding the growth of people who do.
yeah,
You're fucking it up for everybody. That dude, I saw. Oh, this is oh, I saw Jake Silberman get called out for something just because someone wasn't listening right, and
yeah.
he was, he just took it because he was on a show, and he was like,
Mhm.
that's fine, whatever. And in my head, I was just like screaming because it was like, dude, for one, you don't know Jake. Like the person didn't. So and for two, it's like you gotta fucking you can't be a comic and not listen and also say that joke's fucked up because this.
Yeah,
Because if you're complaining about it, you're obviously not listening, which for an audience member is something we deal with and we know we're going to. That's fine. Once in a while, if someone, comes up with something stupid to say, we're on track. So we can handle that. But if it's another comic, then it's like, what are you doing? Shut up. I don't know. You know what I mean?
no, no, I agree. I agree. I don't like that, and especially when someone like Jake or someone who's really talented at dancing that line, because they they've got material that is like, oh shit, but it takes a second, and then you go, oh yeah, it's fucking hilarious, and they're not like it sounds like they're punching down, but they're not. Just pay the fuck attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's like none of their stuff is punching down. But I don't know. It shit bugs me. Like I used to get that all the time with my grandpa joke. And it's a joke about it, it's like a joke about how he's a shitty homophobe. But I use the term gay race mixer, and sometimes people just clue in on that. And I'm like, dude, did you not hear the rest of it? Like I'm talking shit on this guy who's an asshole. I'm not trying to say something fucked up. Like
Yeah.
it would be much worse if I used the actual word he said to me, because what he said to me was not gay race mixer. That's the churched up version. What he said to me was he saw me playing with that Michael Jordan doll, and he said I was going to grow up to be the slur for gay people that starts with an F, and then the slur for the N word, and then the word lover. He called me a it's what he said I was gonna at 8. At 8 years old, he said I was gonna grow up to be a F word, N word lover. Yay, 8. But I turned it to gay race mixer because that's funnier to me.
It
And
does,
I
it does
but I
bounce
don't
better.
want to what's that?
It bounces better.
Yeah, yeah, and it's also fun. It's the whole setup for the joke, because the whole joke is what's a gay race mixer? That's just an awesome party that I'm not invited to. And it sounds like fun. I'm not on the guest list.
Also, I understand that you can have an interracial relationship, but
Mhm.
how do you be a gay race mixer?
Exactly. No, that's the other part of it. That's the other part is like
Okay,
you can't
okay.
you can't mix them if you're gay. I mean, you're
Yeah.
not going to procreate. That's what I don't know. I just it makes him
I mean, you
sound
can
dumber
you can
too.
buy one that's in the shade in the middle or something if you want to, or however
Mhm.
you get them, right?
I think the whole idea is fun. It's been one
If
of my
you-
strongest jokes for a while. I really want to retool it and make it work better though. I mean, it works pretty good, but I don't know. Jokes to me are never done. You
Yeah. I'm getting addicted to this whole nap thing.
know. I miss naps, but I'm back. I'm back to work. I'm back to comedy. I've got 2 podcasts now. I'm like my week is very structured. I love it, but I'm
Nice.
like, yeah, it makes it easier to diet as well, which is nice. But I don't know. I'm just ready for shit to completely open. I'm gonna fucking I signed up for Portland's Funniest. I'm excited for that.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad. I feel strong. I feel really strong right now, so I think it's gonna go well. So I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for all the Facebook posts.
What's that?
I said I'm excited for all the Facebook posts, not necessarily from you, just whenever the Portland's Funniest thing happens.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fun in joke around Salem comedy of just to be like, hey, did you see this person posted about Portland's Funniest? And it's like, oh, no way.
I
Did you
try
see
not
that
to.
person has some tickets available for their set? No way. Like, okay. But I mean,
It does happen a lot. You're right. It's like constant.
but I am mostly and algorithmically friends with all the people that are only in that, and same with all the Salem comics, so we only see mostly that stuff. So, and you guys, for anybody who's in that, post that and it goes out to comics and also everybody else that's so the thing that's for sure understood, but it's so fun to make fun of something that's so big and amazing, and as if it's kind of stupid, because it's not
Yeah.
stupid. And I think it's really cool because like the people who I've seen that have won Portland's Funniest, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And then it really is something that helps jump them up a little bit if they
Mm.
utilize it correctly. I'm not naming any names.
I it's this is corny, but I made myself a vision board. I made myself a vision board, and the vision board I got my just dive. Um my vision board has Portland's Funniest person, Kyle Adams, written on it. And I know that's cheesy, but I am it also has a picture of Doug Stanhope on there too though. But it's like a collage on my phone.
If you win Portland's Funniest, that'll be
Mhm.
super great. But then I'm going to be scared that you might turn into Doug Stanhope. I mean, that'll be kind of cool because then I'll know Doug Stanhope.
Yeah,
But
I don't want to turn into
I'm
him.
gonna
I
start
just want to have like his level of fame is what I've
I'm gonna start
decided.
watching for a, pink mohawk to hit the middle of your head.
Dude, it would be a fucking sweet pink mohawk if I did it with this amount of hair.
Oh yeah,
Okay, I got the backup headphones in now. Sweet. Um, yeah, dude. So I would love. I was talking about this with Tori. I would love to be like Stanhope level famous. Like that's kind of my goal. But if I that's not super achievable, obviously.
hmm
So my secondary goal is just not have a real job. Just
yeah.
I don't want a real job anymore. I just want to be a comic. I want comedy to be my job, and I want to travel. That's it. That's all I want.
Yeah, and
And
that
that's
really
not
is
unachievable. That's a realistic goal if I keep
it.
at it. You know.
It totally is, and like the way that a lot of people have figured out how to do it is it's so fucking cool. Because I mean, at a certain level, you have to have kind of an introductory amount of money to be able to have a little bit of comfort, to be able to have some, flexibility. But once that happens, you can kind of build and snowball from there out, and it becomes a fun fucking game. Because like back before quarantine, of course, it was fun getting on as many shows and like looking at the positive and negatives and being like, oh shit, I just made comedy this week. I made money doing comedy this week, and
Mhm.
versus the amount of money I put into it, which is negligible. But I don't know, it's really fun. And Lars and I, Grant Yoder,
Yeah.
yeah,
I,
Lars
was,
and I.
I saw he came out to the parking lot, Mike, a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Something about a flower thing. Some guy was like, Grant, you're gay, right? And Grant's like, no. What makes you think that? And the guy was like, well, and I did have to stop Grant and be
No.
like, well, Grant, you kind of come off gay. That's not that, that's fine. But I mean, you do kind of come across that way. Um, but he said it was really fun to make someone feel goofy about that because he does get it a lot. But so Lars Soderlund, Grant Yoder, and I are starting a new podcast where the idea of the podcast is to figure out how to make money doing podcasts. And so every week we have a new, because dude, Grant's since last Grant's insane. He's an insane person, just as far as like his dedication to like he's like, we got an idea and like there's people motivated for it. Let's fucking go. So there's already like album or like a cover art or whatever that I don't know, it's really cool. But yeah, so each week we're gonna just like figure out the next step in small increments, each step toward figuring out how to earn money doing a podcast. I mean, we all know the small ways of, you get viewers on YouTube or you do other ways, but we're trying to figure out, or advertising. Yeah. But the amount of money,
TJ's off of Powell's. No.
yeah, advertising in a more local way, I think can actually bring something to you more substantial than like any sort of trickle in you can get from a YouTube or a Twitch or whatever that the other one is that you can make. I don't know. No, Facebook will never give you money.
No. Do people make money on Instagram Live, or they're just plugging something that makes them money? I think
that's what. Yeah, you can plug stuff on Instagram Live, and I think you can make money that way. I guess I don't even know, but
I need to get better at that shit. I'm gonna take a fucking seminar. I swear to God, dude. I'm literally looking at comedy that way now, where I'm like, I need to just fucking teach myself.
Yeah, well, Lars bought the entire suite of all these like books that are like how to make Twitch work for you, how to make social media work for you, how to get ahead in like just views and clicks and algorithms and all this bullshit. And so he's shared that all with me, and I haven't looked at it. It's so much, and I'm like, I don't know, dude.
You should read some of it and let me know. I need the secrets.
Yeah, no, it's just a whole library of all the secrets if you have time to fucking sit down and read it. But I don't know.
I know what you mean though, dude. I'm so bad at just sitting down and reading things, even things I'm like really excited for. I'll order Amazon books and just not read them.
Dude, I have a copy of Running the Light sitting on my nightstand that I haven't opened yet.
Yeah. I moved it into my car because I thought in my car I might read it more while I'm waiting for mics or whatever. But I put Stanhope's book, This Is Not Fame. I bought that like 2 or 3 months ago. I think I bought it for myself for Christmas, actually.
Nice.
But I got it used for like $10, but it's been sitting on my coffee table for like a couple months, and I moved it into my car because hopefully that'll get me to fucking read it.
My car book is a David Sedaris book because it's really short stories. That's why I like his books, because it's just like I can read it for 5 minutes and be like, sweet, I read something. I finished something.
Yeah, I think that's another thing with me. I'm and it might be an ADD thing. I need completion. I need to complete something before I can move on. It's hard for me to come back to something that I've been chipping away at, like a book. Because I remember as a kid reading like the Harry Potter books in one go. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, just sitting down and doing it.
Yeah, like maybe taking a night off or sleep and then go back to it, but like in a day or two, and I don't have the time for stuff like that right now, and I don't have the attention span right now. I don't know. Sometimes I think streaming has ruined my attention span. Like not
just because there's so much there's so much available.
It's so quick, and all the information. I've got so many books I need to read, man. Ugh.
I think about. I mean, I think there's going to be something in the next 20 to 50 years where there's going to be like, they're going to look back on the podcasting boom and then watch people's individual thoughts go down, because I've noticed sometimes that, like, that I spend an entire day listening to a podcast. I'm listening to a podcast in the shower, listening to a podcast when I'm getting dressed, listening to a podcast when I'm at work, the entire day, and then I think about it later and I go, like, I listened to people and didn't think my own thoughts all day long. And so there's part of me that's like, uh I get conspiratorial, if that's the right word for it, really easily. So I used to think, like, I bet you the podcast people love that, because people aren't making their own things, they're just consuming other people's stuff. And
Uh-huh.
so they're just, separating themselves more and more over time. But I don't think that people who do podcasts think that way. I think that's more just me.
It depends on the podcast. I'm sure Joe Rogan feels that
Yeah, he
way.
might he might feel that way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Joe Rogan's like, think my thoughts, motherfuckers.
That he's an interesting thing that happened.
I love I ooh, I don't know if I want to put this on record, but I love his comedy. I hate to say it. Dude, I like his stand-up a lot. I don't like his podcast, and I don't necessarily like
Right.
him as a person. It's kind of like Rick and Morty. I like because I really like Rick and Morty, but I hate the fucking fans. And it's the same with Rogan. Like if someone comes because
Yeah.
it's
The
weird
fans
because
have ruined it for sure.
I legitimately love I loved his like 2006 stand-up special, and I've liked a lot of his stuff since then. Um, but if a comic comes up to me and they're like, "Dude, I love the Joe Rogan Experience. It's my favorite podcast," I'll literally put him in a category in my head where I'll be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's one of those guys."
Hmm.
It's that makes me feel hypocritical, but I don't know. I like some of Joe Rogan's old stuff from the fucking late '80s, early '90s. That shit is nuts. If you've ever seen that, it's like
Oh yeah,
completely different energy.
he was way more Kinnison then.
Yeah, dude. He yelled a lot, and he was
Yeah.
just kind of like he had this really. It was a really funny bit though. He was making fun of people from Maine, and he talked about if he went to go piss in Maine, it was so cold, and the people were so stupid that um, he would pee if he peed two arcs next to each other in like an M. They would be like, "Is there a tiny McDonald's around here? What's going on?" Like it's just such a dumb, weird disconnect joke, and
Yeah.
I remember that like just sticking in my head. But it was so old that he had like a full head of hair, and he was like 20 or something. He was really young.
Yeah, I guess he was still losing it when he was on news radio. He was
Oh
going
yeah,
bald.
yeah. I don't know. I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah.
he seems like even if he doesn't believe all the shit he talks about on his podcast, he's definitely a contrarian a lot of the time, and it's just like fuck you, dude.
Yeah. 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 I just I don't care. That's where I fall in the whole thing. There's people that, I see get,
I
like,
don't, yeah,
physically angry, and I'm like, oh, you just
yeah,
don't
I just
just
don't
don't
like.
don't pay attention to
No,
it.
yeah,
I
I
don't
know
like.
that if someone tells me they love his podcast, that I'm not going to like their comedy, though. I will tell you that.
Oh yeah, I definitely take like data points from people when they tell me things. I go like, oh, okay, you just told me that you like the movie. What's something incredibly stupid? Something incredibly stupid. And then I go, okay, so we're not going to agree on certain things. So I just put them in this category, and then I just don't address certain things with them, and then that's how we work. That's how it works.
Dude, I have so many friends that don't trust my opinion on movies because I like DC. Like it makes me so mad. Like they're
Oh,
like
I could.
they will
I
literally
mean,
like even if it's a great movie, they'll be like, "Oh, fuck you! You don't like good movies because you like fucking the DCEU." And I was like,
I can. I gotta say, just I I understand that. I 100% understand why someone would be.
I don't like all of them, dude. I hate Suicide Squad, and I hated Wonder Woman 84.
I think more it's just not that you like DC. I don't even know if it's that's what makes people not want uh or deterred from your opinion.
I'm
would be.
I'm pro Martha scene, and I am pro Batman versus Superman, and I think that's the biggest detriment to my credibility. I fucking dude, the Martha scene makes sense. It makes me so mad that people don't analyze it. The Martha scene has nothing to do with the name Martha. It has to do with the fact that the last thing that Thomas Wayne ever said and Bruce Wayne ever heard his father say was Martha, and he realized that in that moment, if he would have killed Superman, he would have become Joe Chill, the guy who killed his parents. So he realized that he was about to become everything he hated, and that's what made him stop. It has nothing to do with the fact that, oh, your mom's Martha, my mom's Martha. It's Martha, bro. It makes me so mad. It's about Batman realizing he was about to become the villain, and because the whole movie is about him becoming more and more of a shitty dude. He just is murdering people, and he's bitter and pissed off because his whole fucking world is coming apart. So the fact that he pulls himself back, it's kind of a beautiful scene if you think about it that way. And it just makes me mad that people Martha, Martha, and then
I
in Civil War, and in Civil War the same year that came out, I'm throwing Marvel shade. Fuck Marvel for this. I do love Marvel, and I love WandaVision, despite what people think on my post. I was just talking shit because you guys talk shit all the time. On in Civil War, same year that everyone hated Batman versus Superman and it came out, the end of Civil War, Iron Man and Captain America fight, and the fight ends like this. Iron Man goes, "You need to give me back that shield. That's my daddy's shield. He made it. It's not yours. My dad made it." And it's like, what kind of middle school fucking fight is this? And no one ever talks about it. No one ever brings it up. It's the pettiest, dumbest thing that's ever been said in a Marvel film. And it happened the same. Everything that people say is wrong with Batman versus Superman is just as wrong in Civil War. They're both bloated messes of a movie, but at least Batman versus Superman is fun to watch. Whereas Civil War is like watching people grab action figures and go, bah, 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 bah. No one's gonna get hurt. Don't worry.
It's so fun. I was just okay. So what I was gonna say before
Sorry, I went on a huge
no, that's perfect. You couldn't have done that any better. Because what I was gonna say was I think people don't like that you just go so hard with something like that. You are such a fan.
I'm giving the Marvel people a taste of what I hear every day. Because okay, so and also I think about these DC. No, dude, I'm serious. I go on any.
I know that's the thing. I think it's because you're so serious, then people are just like, hey, I want your opinion on a movie. It's that thing that's a movie, but you're like, yeah, but here's the fucking thing though. And I love the passion. I think it's hilarious.
Well, these movies need people fighting for them. I mean, that's why we got the Snyder Cut, is because of fans. Like I didn't really do anything except for word of mouth. I don't know how to influence people online yet.
That's why we got the Sanic cut too, or whatever it's called.
The Snyder Cut is great. I'm so, just like I said on Facebook. I hate the hypocrisy that Marvel people are like 4 hours, but they'll sit through 5 hours of WandaVision before any of it makes sense. WandaVision was fine. I'm not complaining about it. Like I liked what they were doing with it. I actually really liked that idea of having a spoiler alert. Have you seen WandaVision?
Is that a spinoff of the
Avengers?
No, I haven't. I was gonna make a Willy Wonka joke.
Oh.
Because there's Wonka Vision and the little cowboy kid gets stuck in the TV. Never mind. No, I don't know what it is.
I'd much rather watch Willy Wonka than watch WandaVision, to be honest.
Make a Willy Wonka show. Why hasn't that happened yet?
I think that would be rad. Like what? It's Charlie Bucket taking over the factory, maybe, or something.
Or just like what about Willy Wonka when he was give me him as a teenager. Give me him just inheriting, just making the factory. The first scene is him opening the first shot is him.
No, but then we'd have to watch him. We'd have to watch him round up the Oompa Loompas and lock them in and bring them over to America. It's gonna be bad.
Oompa Loompas are grown, aren't they? You water the certain grass and they just grow up. Oh, cool.
That's why their hair is green. Oh man, I fucking love Willy Wonka. That is a
Yeah.
perfect. It's almost a perfect movie, and the book is really silly. The book is fun. It's its own thing,
Is the
and
is the one thing pulling back the movie from being perfect when Grandpa Joe gets up and does the hippity dippity dance and he's like, "Yeah, buddy, let's get going." Yeah. It's
I
like,
actually
"Fuck you, dude."
well, I'm in a Facebook group that's basically fuck Grandpa Joe, and there's
Oh,
all
that's
I'll
fun.
add you to it if you want. It's really fun. It's just a bunch of memes about how Grandpa Joe sucks, and most of them are like, stayed in bed for 20 years, found out that you're going to a chocolate factory. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
dude, as a kid, I took it literally when he said he hasn't been out of the bed in 20 years. I thought that they were just sitting on dirty ass sheets, and that they were like, I thought there was like a big bedpan or like a drain in the bed, and they were just all like pooping and pissing, and it's like
It's
that,
all just it
dude,
goes in the middle.
and not even the yeah in the middle and just like a tube like, but
Ew.
uh yeah, ew, indeed. But I mean, even gross logistics aside, that whose fucking grandparents are that close? Where like both grandparents? Like that's insane. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like my grandparents never really. I don't think both sides of my family ever really interacted. Like I don't think my grandma ever really met my grandma on the other side or my grandpa.
Yeah, let
But
alone scissor someone for 20 years.
yeah, scissor them for 20. Yeah, fucking play footsies with them. Like that is the weirdest family ever. I just feel bad for the mom, and I feel bad for Charlie. That
What's
sucks.
the thing pulling it back from being a perfect movie? You said it's almost perfect.
Um, hmm, that's a good question. I
Oh,
don't
I got one. I got one. If you don't mind.
the coke nails, Grandpa Joe's coke nails.
Oh no, I didn't never notice that. But here we
Oh,
go.
that's a meme. That's a big meme on that. They do a bunch of like Grandpa Joe's getting yaks or whatever. Like,
So when Willy Wonka first walks out, he's
uh-huh.
walking with his cane and he's doing this whole like I'm slow on a cane thing. And there's one time that where they get like a wide shot and he leans on his fake shitty cane too much and
Hmm.
it bends a lot.
I remember
And
that.
I mean, I know it's a fake cane and it's not supposed to be. It's a fake cane even in the movie, but
Mhm.
I guess that part bugs me. Like it's a fake cane.
Did you
You can
know
see it.
that scene was improv? No one knew he was going to do that. Like that whole little like fall and roll.
That's great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
But
that guy's.
it was really funny. I watched a breakdown of the movie and people were like laughing about it. They're like, "Oh, it's funny because he's pretending to be crippled, but he's not. Get it?" And it was just like, "Oh, when you break it down like that, like, this seems gross now." Uh, no, actually, now that you break it down, I think the thing that I think makes it almost not a perfect movie is the whole the fizzy lifting drink scene where they just fucking steal that floaty soda or whatever,
They start
and
floating
then
up.
Wonka kills all those other kids. You can't convince me otherwise. Those kids are dead. You don't
I
see
think
them again in the original cut.
I think in the book, they're just gotten rid of. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, they're just
because
like
like
they're no longer here. Don't worry about them.
yeah,
Let's go to the next one. But no, why does Charlie get a pass? Why did he not get fucking diced into fucking Charlie bits? Because that's my one thing I would say. So he fucked up just like all the other kids fucked up, but he doesn't get an Oompa Loompa song. He doesn't get like and then he still gets the factory in the end. I guess he was the
I
best
guess
case scenario though.
yeah, it's just for Mister Slytherin or whatever.
Maybe he was so broke, like, because Willy Wonka knew how broke he was. He's like, fucking poor kid was just thirsty. Like, I didn't give him anything to drink. I invited him to my house, and they're like, hey, there's these drinks here. You can't touch them though. Poor boy. Like, and he's like, I'm so thirsty.
Or you'll get chopped to bits.
Yeah.
You got a burp, Charlie.
You get a pass. Half your family's dead, Charlie. You're the
Hilarious
caregiver.
watching you guys burp.
You're a 10-year-old caregiver to 4 octogenarians, Charlie. You get the factory.
What did his mom do? Did his mom just stay at the house?
His mom just stirred laundry. Remember that laundry
Yeah.
scene? The Cheer Up Charlie song? She's just there stirring al dente laundry. Just like a big old pot of boiling laundry.
I think that movie could do without the entire first scene. I think like the entire first area, I think Charlie could go, it could just start on the him walking into the, I think, yeah, it should start on him going like, oh shit, I got the golden ticket.
Oh,
And
skip all the sad shit about his life.
yeah, I guess that you could show the other kids getting the golden ticket, maybe him not get the golden ticket at first and then get one later. But just cut that shit together, because the first part, just even like I don't know, there's like a 10-15 minute scene of just them having a conversation over some peas or whatever. It's like,
Yeah,
this doesn't, you're setting a tone, I get it, but and yeah, sure, it's the 70s, so
I really like the news blurbs. The news blurbs might be my
yeah.
favorite movie, especially rewatching as an adult. Like
Those
the
are awesome.
lady whose husband is kidnapped, and they're like, it's your husband's life or your case of Wonka bars. What's it gonna be? And she's like, how much time will they give me to decide? Fuck it. Dude, as an adult, because that shit went over my head as a kid, but
Yeah,
as an adult, I'm like, dude, this is so fucking funny. It's so dark. It's a very it's probably one of the most popular um inherently dark movies, and that makes me really happy. I think that's why it's one of my favorites.
that's interesting because it's very dark,
Hmm.
but insanely overwhelmingly colorful.
Oh yeah,
So
it's
like
exactly what I'm going for with my comedy.
yeah.
It's silly as fuck, but there's like someone's dead. It's like this is bad.
Yeah, you have colors and death in the same joke.
Oh man, but yeah, I love the tube scene, like the Wonka boat scene down the
Yeah,
tunnel. That part's awesome. Even though it's like an animal snuff film, they like chop off a chicken's head. Fucking
yeah, yeah. That's weird. It's weird that they just. I mean, I guess, and there's like a maggot thing or like some sort of like
yeah,
bug that gets like.
it's
Bleh.
it's like their version of, that video, you've probably seen it online a lot, of that wolf or fox just decaying. It's online all over the place.
It's on the
That's
intro
like
to True Blood.
yeah. It's that's like their version of that. It's just like maggots eat shit. It's
Yeah. That seemed like a chicken we were playing. Is like, which one of us is going to say that we knew it's on the intro to True Blood?
I like True Blood.
I like the first 3 seasons.
I really like, yeah, it's another one of those that kind of like got bloated towards the end, but all those shows write themselves into corners. It's so hard. Like
Yeah,
Weeds started off great. It had about 4 good seasons, and then it wrote itself into a corner. What else
dude,
did that?
did you watch the last episode of Weeds?
Oh, doesn't she like get shot in the head by that dude's kid or whatever?
Oh
Or is
no,
that
so that's different. With okay, so the last episode of Weeds, spoilers. I don't care.
that show's
Is
like 8 years old. It ended 8 years ago.
yeah, is weed is legal,
Uh-huh.
so she's not a drug dealer anymore. She runs a dispensary,
Hmm.
and it's just like a coffee shop.
Yeah,
The end.
that's kind of lame, dude. I mean, dude, the first 3 seasons when she's actually like, it's like more of a comedy, and she's like there's like maybe one or two like real serious moments each episode, where it's like, hey, you don't know what kind of world you're in. That's the whole thing. It's like, you're a mom in a world you don't understand, and that
Yeah,
was
very
cool.
like
Her
Breaking
sneaking,
Bad with a little bit of comedy.
yeah, because it was a silly tone to the show. I liked it. It was dark, but it was also silly. Just, I mean, obviously that's what I like. But then when they burned down the suburbs, it got really weird and disjointed. It felt like it's like Weeds, but at the beach now. It was like
Yeah,
we have to reinvent this show. And then they moved to New York, and
they were in Mexico for a while.
Yeah, I tried to keep up. The Mexico stuff was crazy. I got frustrated because like all of the plot lines devolved into like, she had sex with the guy. Now now
Yeah.
he doesn't want to kill her anymore because she used her superpower of having sex. I don't know. I don't mean to sound anti-feminist with that at all. Obviously, I mean that's cool, but that became the MacGuffin in that show too many times.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely a thing, and
She was
it's
a really well written character. Otherwise, it just seemed like when the creator came back and started writing for it, it started getting weird.
what do you think the like plastic straw budget was on that show?
Oh god, yeah, she always had a straw in her diet coke. Right?
Every
Yep.
single scene, she's just got this like a coffee. I wonder if there was a lot of like companies that show, you know, got paid by, like Starbucks and shit like that.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, the product placement. Yeah, there was
Mhm.
probably pretty big product
Interesting.
placement in that because they just name drop shit all the time.
Yep.
Um, I really related to the young son, the one who actually like he was with his dad when his dad
Silas.
died. Silas is the older kid.
Oh
Or
yeah,
Silas, yeah, Silas is the older, and isn't it just Shane? I think.
Shane. Yeah.
Yeah, Shane's the because he was really funny and he had like a good sense of humor, but all of his jokes were really fucked up, and everyone's just like in the suburbs was just like, what the fuck? And the uncle's like, yeah, little dude, you're so creative. Like it was, I like that like dichotomy there between them. Like that was kind of
Yeah, the
cool. Like
uncle was fun.
yeah, that was a decent show.
Yeah, I did like that show.
Mm.
So weird to think back when weed was illegal.
Yeah, it's complete
That
out of date show
fucking
now. It's
what,
really
5
strange.
years ago?
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's nuts. All right. Yeah. Thanks for being here with us on Must Be Nice, everybody. You know what you're watching. You see it right there. It's fucking right on the screen. You click the button to download it if it's a podcast. So you know what it is. You know who we are. You know where you are. I don't know where you are, but you do.
I
Oh,
do.
actually, you know what? Kyle knows where you are. Uh-oh. Turn around. Look behind you. Oh, shit. Bye,
Oh, Batman.
everybody. Yeah, Batman. Bye, everybody.